always happy to be here for Knicks Kids. This is something that we look forward to every year. We've got a lot of great people who support Knicks Kids. I think Ms. Terry has done a great job of sort of orchestrating help for a lot of young people to have a better opportunity to be successful. Building the 18 houses for needy families with Habitat has been, something that we really have been committed to, and are building our 18th house right now. I think after this year we'll be over $10 million, since we've been at Alabama. We're doing the student center that's going to combine the library and all kinds of things in Tuscaloosa. So a lot of things done with individual groups as well. So, this legacy of this Knicks Kids thing is all about my dad. We've told this story many, many times that, he bought a school bus and picked up kids so they could participate in athletics and have a better chance to go to college and get an education, which a lot did. And so this is kind of an extension of his legacy that we're happy to be able to promote. So just, fun day.
Coach, what does it mean to you to be out here after, the course of the event was canceled last year? What does it mean to be out here after all the local communities have been through over the past year?
Well, we're excited to be able to get back to normal, with a lot of things. Like we finally got players coming back to, camp. We've got our players back on campus doing, normal workouts in school, and just anything that we do that gets us back to normal makes me really, really happy. And this is an event that we always look forward to and really missed being able to do last year, so it's great to be back here this year.
How much closer does it feel to normal just around the facility? How much further is there to go to get back to normal?
I think we're pretty close to being there. We've got a pretty significant number of people that have been vaccinated, so we're almost to the threshold where we won't have to test. So we're giving every player the option, to whether he wants to do it or not. We've had a pretty good response. We've had some really good educational meetings for the players so they can make a good, intelligent decision about what they want to do or not do. So, but we're pretty much back to normal.
Coach, do you think it's possible that this name, image, and likeness revenue that players are going to be coming into could, in some cases, be an incentive for a draftable underclassman to come back to school for another year?
Maybe. We don't have any experience, with this whole name, image, and likeness thing, how it's going to impact, individuals, on the team. But the business decision that we try to get our players to make relative to first-round picks, guys that have those kind of ratings, sometimes they fall into the second round. Guys in the second round who can improve their draft status, those are the guys that have gone out for the most part for us. I don't think there's going to be enough significance in name, image, and likeness that, the millions of dollars that they could make going out for the draft would impact that or affect it. But again, we don't have any experience with it, so we don't know how it's going to impact, guys in their futures.
Coach, you've always been huge on team chemistry, so how excited are you to figure out what this year's team chemistry will be like?
Well, it's always a work in progress, but I do think that the summer program is where the leadership on the team has the best chance to flourish, because the coaches aren't always around, so the players have more input in like doing 7-on-7 and the types of things that the coaches aren't allowed to be out there. We've had our annual leadership on the lake, thing last week, and I think the players are excited and about the opportunity and the challenges that this season will bring.
The SEC is going to meet about the possibility of interconference transfers. I know you've talked about that in the past, but between that and name and image likeness, how difficult does that make your job?
It is what it is. You just have to adapt to whatever it is. I don't know what will happen today when they vote on that whole deal. I know that all the other conferences have said you can interconference transfer. So, but I have no idea what the outcome of that will be. So we'll just have to wait and see.
One more, guys.
Nick, the
what's
face-to-face recruiting, how much do you enjoy that? How much do you enjoy that process, building relationships like that?
Well, I think it's so much better. The Zooming is, the technology allows us to do that, which is certainly better than talking to somebody on the phone. But the face-to-face contact, getting to meet people and sit there and look at them eye to eye with their parents as well as the prospects are, something that I've always really enjoyed. I think developing relationships with all the people in the organization who are going to impact, a guy's future, whether it's people in academics, strength and conditioning, medical staff, nutritionists. To develop relationships with all those people is something that I think is very important, to guys being able to make decisions. So, and I think it's important for them to be able to do that face to face.
What's something you've missed about seeing recruits in person that you didn't realize you missed?
I don't know that I missed being and having normal in-person face-to-face contact with people. But I thought we all did a very good job relative to the circumstances we were in when we couldn't have them, to do the best job we could to develop them over Zooms. And we Zoomed every aspect of our program that a player would be exposed to on a visit. So whether it was player panels, medical staff, academic folks, strength and conditioning coaches. Is it the same as face-to-face? Probably not, but it's the best we could do, and I'm glad we're back to normal.